Your identity of who you think you are is keeping you broke. What I mean by that is every single week, one of the hardest things of what I've got to deal with is breaking through the mindset of struggle with so many people of what it is that I coach. Now, I know we've all got good intentions. Every single person even watching this video, you might have done some courses, you might have read some books, you might have watched some other videos, and in our mind, it's like, yeah, look, in our conscious mind, should I say, yeah, I'm ready, yeah, you don't understand about me, JJ, you don't understand about me, right? However, in a lot of cases, we've got our subconscious that is literally set to struggle. And what I mean is that when we grow up in an environment that mum, dad, aunties, uncles, friends, parents, when we've seen so much struggle in our life, believe it or not, that then becomes a part of who we are. We then take on board that level of identity because it's all we know. So that then becomes a part of our comfort zone, believe it or not. So even though as we get older, we've got this conscious mind where we're saying, no, I want to go on to make so much more money, really and truly, we are set to struggle based on what we've seen growing up. And that is where our blueprint really lies. So that then means that even though we're saying that we want to create a lot more success, the comfort zone is to struggle, of which that is comfort. So that then means because that's all we know how to deal with that comfort. We know how to navigate through it because it's something that we've always been. However, when you now want to go on to now start making a lot more money, like I did a video recently based around how to go on to generate a 6, if not 7-figure income. I showed it. I broke it all the way down. If you haven't seen it as yet, it's going to be around here somewhere. It might have come out before this. It might come out after this, but just stay tuned, right? And I break it all the way down, how to make a 6, if not a 7-figure income. Lots of us will watch that video. However, for loads of us, it's going to go completely over our head because we love the idea of it. However, the comfort zone has got us locked into who we think we are, or, subconsciously, who we think we are. So that then means that we end up sabotaging. So we might say to ourselves, right, Jay, you don't understand about me, Jay, right, Jay, I'm going out there, Jay, yeah, I'm going to make it happen, Jay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, followed by, but the thing is, right, I've got to do this, right, I've got to take the dog for a walk, Jay, look, Jay, you don't understand, right, because, on this day here, I wasn't feeling very well, Jay, and then I had to do this, and I had to go and do that, and I had to go and do this, and I had to go and do that, and it's constant excuse after excuse after excuse. That is our way of staying in the comfort zone of where we've always been. Because, by making excuses and actually standing in the excuse, really believing in that excuse, like sitting in it, like, no, Jay, you don't understand. Like, Jay, look, I couldn't do it, Jay. I had to take the dog for a walk, Jay. I had to go and collect my parents from the airport, Jay. What am I supposed to do, Jay? What am I supposed to do? Yeah? By sitting in that, it then justifies why we then don't take the actions of what we need. However, what we don't realize is that we are just bullshitting ourselves. And the reason why I say that is because how within all of those excuses can you really then go on to achieve the financial success of what it is that we're saying that we want? How can you do that if we're sitting in the excuses? You can't. You can't. It doesn't go hand in hand. It's like, I want to lose weight, but I'm going to eat fried food and lots of it for breakfast, lunch and dinner. And then have some snacks as well, which are also fried food. If we got that ideology, but then I'm going to, make an excuse. Oh, no, but the thing is, Jay, I was hungry though, Jay, right? I was hungry, Jay, yeah. And, the only thing that was available was some fruit and vegetables. And, we all know we don't like the taste of that, do we, Jay? Like, don't taste good, do we? So we saw the fried food, so I thought, let me have a little treat, yeah? Let me give myself a bit of a treat, yeah? And we sit in that crap. We sit in that bullshit, which means that we then don't ever go on to make those changes. We are sabotaging ourselves. This is what we do. We sabotage. We sit in the excuses. We're not always as self-aware as what we need to be in terms of understanding, well, hang on a minute. Actually, I can smell bullshit here, yeah, but we don't do that, right? We don't do that, yeah, because we somehow we thrive within it, and the excuses, it gives us validity as to why we're not doing what it's supposed to be doing. But at the same time, we then go and buy courses and we enroll in things because I am doing it, yeah, I am doing it. We're never gonna make it. We're never gonna get there. But we can sit in that excuse, and we can sit in the fact that we've gone on to buy the course, like, yep, I'm trying to make a change, I really genuinely am, but I can't do anything on this course because I've got to do this, I've got to take the dog for a walk, I've got to do this, I've got to do all this other stuff, and yeah, I've got to do this and all this stuff. So you've got a choice of whether or not you're going to choose to continue to sit in bullshit if you're not achieving what it is that you're saying that you would like to achieve. However, if you want to go on to achieve your 6 or 7 figure income, as per the video of what I've just recently put out, if you want to go on to achieve what you're saying that you want to achieve, well, come on then, let's do it. However, self-awareness is absolutely crucial. Self-awareness of who you are and how you are operating and how we are sabotaging and how our blueprint is set to struggle based on the people around us, of which we haven't seen mum, dad, aunties, uncles making £50,000 a month, £100,000 a month. We haven't seen people going on to make millions of pounds. So that then means that, whoa, that's way out of our comfort zone. If we recognize this, then, we can surround ourselves with the right people. We can do exactly what it is that we need to do in order for us to get out there and get the knowledge that we need, raise our level of expectation by surrounding ourselves with the right people, having mentors, all these different types of things. And we recognize that that is the path, and all we then got to do is now start walking that path. Yeah, so by us becoming more self-aware, we can actually now really start seeing what's really, really, really going on. That's if you really want this. That's if you really want to go on to achieve more success in your life. Because like I say, I always say this, we now live in a day, in an age where, going on to make your 6-figure income, your 7 figures, to leave your day job, you live in an age where this has become easier than it's ever been before in the past. Yes, it's not just about pressing a button and, we just get rich. But we live in a world of AI. So that then means content creation, things of what we've got to do on the internet. Like you can do these things now with the touch of a button, just like this. However, loads of us, you will see loads of us will still not take advantage of what is out there. Why? Because some level we are so deep rooted in that comfort of struggle that to break free of it is too painful. That's the reason why we sabotage. What are people going to possibly say if I now become more successful? What are people now going to say about me? This is not a conscious thing. This is a subconscious thing. We want to remain liked by everyone that we've ever met. We want our friends and family to see us in the exact same way that they always have. So hence the reason why we end up sabotaging ourselves, so we then don't go on to make the extra income. So that then means that people's always going to see us in the exact same way that they've always seen us. There's so much stuff going on within your psychology that is going to keep you broke. However, those of you that are watching this are, thinking, I really want to break free, I really want to succeed, then you will. There's no two ways about that. Yeah, we might have to do some work. Yes, we might have to surround yourself with the right people. You got to raise your level of expectation, right? Raise that level of expectation. I remember in the early days when I first got a mentor, I saw my mentor, right? I saw him on a stage, right? Like I basically, when I enrolled with him, I said, look, I'm going to pay you. I'm going to be, I want to just stay close to you. Yeah, I want to be, your driver, all the rest of it, right? I'll when you get off stages, I will protect you from everyone that's trying to swamp you, or whatever. Yeah, I want to be around you. I want to be around successful people. Okay. Now I saw this guy make £200,000, £200,000 in like 90 minutes, 200 grand in 90 minutes. And he come and sat in the car. And I was looking at him thinking, he's like, what's up, Jay? What's the problem? You just made 200 grand in 90 minutes. Yeah, I know, Jay. Yeah, I know. Tough crowd. tough crowd. Well, you know, I was expecting a few more. A few more? We'll try again next month. Next month? Now, the thing is, this guy was serious. But what that did for me is it allowed me to raise my level of expectation, because I'm thinking, geez, if you can do that and I can see it now. This is not somebody on TV. This is somebody sitting right next to me. And if you can do it, then geez, I can do it. But again, breaking free of that sabotage to believe that I can actually do that wasn't always easy. But again, it comes down to your desire. You know, your real, true, honest desire. If you want to succeed, then you will. But you've got to break free of a lot of this mental conditioning that, you know, again, if in the past, if you've been surrounded by struggle, that's now a part of your identity, and you will fight. You will fight really hard to keep it. You know, you really genuinely will. Look, check out some of the other videos, all right? Like I say, I show you specifically how to go from, you know, wherever you are right here, right now, you know, to earning a 6, if not a 7-figure income. Check out some of those videos. You know, I even talk about how, you know, I made over £200,000 in like a year and a half in a digital marketing agency. And all sorts, okay? So stay tuned, okay? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click the link below in the description, which will take you through to somewhere where we can maybe connect a little bit more. Until the next time, I look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care. Thank you.